Hello everyone. Hashtag intro. Welcome, we're playing The Walking Dead. I am talking because I purely feel like it and you're going to enjoy my humor because you love me. Yeah. This is one of my favorite games ever have been invented. Anyway, into it. Subscribe. I don't know. You do you. The game begins with an ominous intro. Obviously, this being a semi-horror game based off a TV series. You're gonna need one. A new day. Today is chapter 1. We are indulging in masochism, talking to ourselves and the cop. We're in the back of a car being arrested for killing a state person because we felt like it, for sleeping with our wife because we are normal people and that is what normal people do. We are henceforth naming this cop the cop who never shuts up. This is the best part of the game until you realize it's been 10 minutes and we're going to run straight into a zombie. This is just exaggerated. I don't know about you, but I personally would not have lived through that. We wake up to come to with our handcuffs still miraculously intact, along with our leg, which is not intact. We then look for the cop, but he has Goku disappeared. Realize that he has been absolutely destroyed, absolutely royally ganked, flopped, dead. We get out and try to crawl around the car, which is definitely the best part of this game. Walking towards dead corpses because you feel like it. This is the game in a nutshell. Until he comes up alive. And then we blow his brains out. Man, they on my Yeezys now, you son of a bitch. I bought these yesterday. Ugh. Nasty. And then we realized after blowing out his brains that was too much noise and this is the zombie apocalypse. So now we decide that we should probably run, but instead we lightly trip over the cop and take our time getting up. Having an injured leg, we are now limping. Even though it's just a cut, why are you limping? It isn't that bad. We then commit another felon on top of killing people, breaking and entering. We are going for a record of having the longest sentence time in the world. We go inside only to realize that our leg is hurting worse and there is blood. There is a lot of blood. Yeah, that's a lot of blood. We realize that nobody's home and sillily trip over the blood because we are normal humans who do that because we are also legally blind. And then we search through people's possessions like normal people. Like the normal people we are. Repeating myself again. We find a walkie-talkie. And then we realize that doesn't work. So then we go and find a phone. Ominous message. Listen.
That's 911. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're dead. Until we realize that the walkie-talkie does work and someone's trying to talk to us. We go outside and try and see who it is. My nose doesn't like me. Then realize that it is a little girl talking to us on the other side. We also ask her what her name is. Her name is Clementine. She is by far one of my favorite characters and is also in the rest of the series, so pay attention. She is now outside in the treehouse. Like normal people, this is actually a pretty smart move to do in the apocalypse because they can't reach you. But then you also realize, where did all that blood come from? This lady. Which is also not fun. Whilst trying to run away, we slip and hurt our head, which should have cracked our head open like an egg, but it didn't because we have main protagonist armor. Because protagonist luck. Instead of telling the zombie to politely fuck off, we decide to grab the hammer from the child and brutalize the zombie in front of an 8-year-old child who probably known for years. You know? This is what we have come to as a Walking Dead series. We are now brutalizing grown adult zombie undead people in front of children. This is quality content, baby. You better believe it. After we brutalize that zombie babysitter in front of an 8-year-old, we come across Dumb and Dumber. The first guy, the one you're currently looking at, looks like what your mom thinks the other people on the online Call of Duty lobby look like. We're calling you a piece of shit for using a riot shield. The other guy looks like he works a casual 9 to 5, even though he lives on a ranch, and I don't know what he does for a living, but he sure looks like that. Anyway, after talking for a little bit and being a bit loud, we realized that's a zombie apocalypse and being loud is a death sentence. So we barely get away with the man that just picked us up saying that we're a babysitter and we are owed a massive tip. That I am, buddy, that I am. Later that day, or should I say night, we are then driven all the way to his ranch, his family-owned ranch with organic beef. But then he doesn't have beef. This is a very nice little space of land, very tiny but then also really big at the same time. I kinda like it. This is the part where Dumb and Dumber split up, with Super Dumb deciding to go home to his mama. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be zombie chow here within the next few days. Then old grandpa comes out of the house checking on what's going on in his son. He asks us how our leg is and decides to patch us up, which I very much appreciate. But I really don't appreciate how whenever he's patching us up, it's like he's freaking interrogating us, which is not cool. I did not ask for you to interrogate me. I decided to tell him the truth because later on I don't want him getting mad at me because I'm a kind-hearted person at the heart, but then also not at the same time. Please stop interrogating me. This makes me uncomfortable. After Grandpa patches us up, he decides that we should go sleep in the barn because we don't belong in his house. We are filthy black animals and he doesn't like us. So we decide to go into the barn because we don't want to piss off our one and only savior. Once inside the barn, Clementine comments on the smell, which is actually pretty funny.
Shit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk like that.
That was a swear.
Child, you have witnessed, and I mean witnessed, this man bashing the skull in on an undead babysitter that you've probably known for years. How are you upset about swearing? How is this possible? This is bullshit. You've witnessed murder, and you're like, swears! Like, what the Anyway, after that whole fiasco, we are awakened by the homie Kenny. Kenny is the absolute Chad. I keep repeating myself, but he essentially tells us, since I'm just not going to go over how cool he is right now, he tells us that we should get a move on, and then we meet his stupid son named Duck, this little boy. And I kind of feel sorry for Duck, because he is dumb as shit, but he's also kind of cute in a dumb way. So, I don't know how to feel about that. But essentially, the rest of this part consists of Lee and Kenny talking about each other, to each other, about how they're doing, how life, where their family is, you know, just general stuff. And then, whilst talking to the old man who's interrogating us again, we hear screaming, which is never a good sign, ever. And whenever we go to investigate, like the inner white person we are, we realize that there are two zombies. One of them mauling got the dude who's trapped underneath the tire, and one of them mauling got the child. Now people might get mad at me for this, but I chose personally to save the child because I value the life of a child over an adult. Sorry, it's not personal, it's principles. He has much more to live for. All too late. Papa Daddy shows up with his chook, but he's too late because his son's already been mauled alive. Everybody tries to get their sympathies, but he decides to act out in anger, which I can understand 100% completely.
Sorry, your son is alive.
Well, no fucking shit.
Anyway, Gramps is angry with us, and so he tells us to leave and to leave him the fuck alone because his son died and he blames us all for that, which, as I said, I can understand, but I still feel that this is kind of not cool, and I understand on one hand, the other hand I don't. We're gonna leave it at that. Welcome, people, to Act 3. Macon, place of dreams and undead and blood and just all the good stuff. This is where you want to be in a zombie apocalypse, in a heavily populated town, driving through it, making a shit ton of noise, and then your car dies. Could you have a bigger death wish? My God. While stalking through the dead city of the Macon place, we decide to yell at a person crouched behind something who is actually a zombie eating a dead person. I don't know why you would do this. Dumbass! But okay. Anyway, then we have an entire horde of zombies on us, and he's about to mold a child when he's saved by a reporter. The badass reporter with good aim. Never thought I'd say that. So anyway, they invite us inside of a drugstore, to which we meet the worst character ever. I mean, ever. Everyone despises his ass. Once we get inside, an argument breaks out amongst the people, mostly against this guy, Larry, because he's trying to kick us out, saying that one of us is bitten and we're strangers, and we're gonna bring him to him and cause the death of everyone. And he essentially hates you the most because he's an old airfield dude. You know, they're usually pretty cool guys, except this one's racist and he hates you. So he tries to get mad and kick you out, with which there's a huge debate on whether or not it happened. He's arguing with Kenny, he's arguing with you, he's arguing with really everyone, and then he falls to the ground because he has a heart condition and he's officially been yelling too long. Take a nap, Gramps. Give it a rest. Anyway, after Gramps passes out on the ground for being a dick, his daughter, Lily, his name is Larry, tells us that he needs pills are in the back, which they currently don't have the keys and can't smash it open because they don't have anything sharp. So they send us into the back room to go and find out how to get the keys. Whilst exploring the back room, sorry, English is not my strong suit, we find a sleeping bed, mattress, whatever the fuck you want to call it, sleeping roll, full of blood, along with a family photo right next to it. So we go over and pick it up, and this is actually pretty emotional because looking at the picture, we realize that this was Lee's family who owned this place. And they said earlier that they dragged out a couple of bodies, so that was his parents, which really sucks because that means they're dead.
Find anything?
And I feel really sorry for him because he doesn't deserve that. Anyway, reporter lady sneaks up behind us ninja style, and she tells us that she knows about our past, and that because she's a reporter she knows, and that if we step out of line she's gonna tell everyone about it. To which I would say, in the zombie apocalypse, why would you do that? You need more people. The more people we have, the better the chances you survive. So, telling everybody that there's a murderer in the group who is convicted is such a bad idea. I honestly can't respect you for this. I can't. I just can't. I tried my hardest. I cannot respect you for this decision. Anyway, after that whole fiasco, we go around and move some stuff towards the back door, to which we find a cane that falls out. Turns out this cane was his father's, and Clem asks, well, what is that? It's a cane. Can it do anything? Yeah, it protected the store better than any guard dog ever could, as Lee says. Essentially, Lee tells her how his father beat the shit out of any shoplifters with a stick, which I kind of respect. I mean, the guy's probably like 6 years old on a cane, and he beats the shit out of people with the cane. I mean, that's badass old man right there. Anyway, after that, we have a little chat with Clem whilst moving the desk that was put up against the door so that way people couldn't get into the drugstore. Whilst moving it, Clem decides to interrogate us once again. All the interrogating, please stop. I fucking hate it. I don't want to know you. I want to survive. Like, in the game, I want to know you, but I want to survive in this situation. But Clem asks if he has any kids, and he says no, but he'd like to one day, and then yada yada yada. She asks about his family, to which he doesn't want to answer, so whilst moving this, she actually cuts her finger, and it starts bleeding. Now, whenever it starts to bleed, it bleeds a lot, dude. I mean, did you see that streak of blood? So, all he does, really, after that is find a bandage for it, that tries the door, can't find the keys, and then it'll just fast forward to whenever Glenn says, hey, on the radio, I need some help over here at the motor inn, that I forgot to mention. But, dude, with how much blood is on that thing, like, that's how much my thumb bled whenever my sister and I were messing around, and she had a razor blade in her hand, and so she jabbed me with it. Like, I reached out, and it was an accident. She didn't mean to, but she jabbed me in the thumb with a razor blade. And, dude, I freaked out, and I looked down, and there was about that much blood, and it instantly stopped bleeding. So, I don't know what kind of cut or splinter you got there, Clem, but fuck, why is it bleeding so much? Anyway, at the motor inn where the dude who said I needed help, we arrive with a reporter who can actually shoot that I don't actually like, and it turns out he's hiding inside the ice machine where there's not a single zombie that can see him, saying that he can't move or else they'll get him, even though we were right where he was without even being seen. Dude, why? But it turns out the actual reason he called us here was to save a lady trapped inside her room with a bunch of zombies. He says they tried to get in, she screamed, he ran. That's essentially the whole thing. But throughout this entire process, we just kill a few zombies, get a cool fire axe, and then we break down the door. Of course, after we have a badass moment where we chop up 2 zombies like they're fucking tissue paper.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Rad.
Anyway, after going absolutely ham on a few zombies, we chop up the door a little bit to force the woman to come outside. Turns out the reason that she locked in there, she was freaking out, was because she was bitten. Essentially, backstory is that her boyfriend decided to bite her after he turned, and now she's being bitten, and she wants to lock herself away. And then, the worst part happens, she sees the gun that the reporter's holding, asking if she could use it. The reporter and us, usually, like any normal human would say, no, we're not gonna let you do that to yourself. So, she freaks out, attacks, thing falls. She sadly commits seppuku. Yeah, this is really messed up. This game's got a lot of sequences like this, so just prepare yourself like he did. So anyway, we get back to the gas station or drugstore, whatever you want to call it, and Kenny asks us what happened, and we tell him that the girl committed seppuku on herself.
And things back here.
I know that's not what actually happened. I'm just gonna say that it's better than saying that she said it did the S. Anyway, we tell him what happened, and we take our hatchet outside and we hack off the lock. After which, when we get outside, we manage to throw a brick at a bunch of TV screens that are now turned on to distract all the zombies, whilst we go to Sally Lee's brother who turned in order to get the keys off of him. I'm going to let this scene play out because it's a good scene. It's an emotional scene for Lee, and it's pretty important, not to the story, but to him, and I'm just going to respect the man, and I'm going to let this part play out. So enjoy, I guess? I don't know what to say.
I shouldn't have left the family. Fuck. I mean, you know what I mean.
No shot to do that to her own brother.
God. There we go.
Holy crap! Run!
Anyway, after that entire mess of an emotional scene that I actually kind of liked, I'm messed up in the head, please help me. But after that whole scene, attracted the attention of the zombies, the lock was hacked off, and now they know that we're here. So we throw the keys to, I believe Kenny, no, Lily, whoever. We get into the back room and we manage to get the meds for Larry, and then they break through the doors, and to which Kenny spills out the plan that we defend once he gets the truck. Anyway, after that whole fiasco, we are holding the door and the zombies are starting to get through, so we ask Clementine to go get something to barricade the door since we are now holding it by ourselves. She decides to go get the stick that was used to beat the shit out of people in order to hold the door closed, which was rather effective. We are then forced to make a choice between the reporter and Doug of who to choose. This is one of the very first actually super important parts of the game, deciding what will happen in the future. Me, as the normal person I am, I always personally choose Doug because his electrical know-how is actually pretty useful, and when you think about it, somebody knows about your past, and if they can't aim, we can live without him. Doesn't mean I'm happy about her death, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, Kimmy comes back with the truck, and then Larry decides to be a dickhead and punch us in the face to try and leave us behind. But luckily, the Chad Omega Penny comes to save our ass, and this is one of the reasons why I love this man and hate Larry. After that whole fiasco, we drive to the motel we were at earlier, get all the bodies, burn them, and talk to people. This is where we're going to be staying for a little while now. Anyway, Pizza Boy leaves to go and try and find his family that he left in a different city, to which I say, alright, you do you, my friend, but stay safe out there. I wish you could stay, but if you can't, alright. We also talked to Kenny, who is telling us how he hates Larry for what he did, and he always did, for trying to kick his son out, and that he'll always have our back, and we're cool guys, and we're homies. We also talked to Clementine for a little bit before Larry calls us over for a little talk. Anyway, the moral is that Larry asks us if we like his daughter. We say she's alright, but not like that, and he says we'll stay the fuck away from her. If anything happens to her or the little girl, then he's gonna tell everyone that who we are, Lee Everett, and that we killed a guy, and to which we silently agree, but for the most part we fucking despise Larry, and any normal person would for what he tried to do to us. I hate him with all my heart. Anyway, so after that, we look outside and we're like, there we're supposed to stay. This place has power, right? It has water, plumbing, power, beds. Well, you jinxed it. Now the power's out. Congratulations, Kenny. You fucking jinxed us into non-existence. Anyway, thank you people so much for watching up to this point. I truly appreciate it. This was live stream over at twitch.tv. Davis for Games is my name over there. I will leave the link in the description. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done, supporting me through this and making it to this part in the game and the video. This was non-scripted, so if it's weird or bad, I do apologize. This is my first time doing a video like this, and I was kind of nervous like the entire time. Anyway, I hope you people have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Go and check out some more of my videos. Though, do try to stay away from the shorts, because those have a shit ton of spoilers for future games and the ending of this game. I have other videos if you want to see them. Go check out my Twitch. Consider liking, subscribing, or commenting if you feel like supporting me. I would greatly appreciate it. The next video will be on, hopefully not too long. Anyway, you people have a wonderful day. I love you. You have a nice one.